Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sminkel. My name is Chris and I will be your host this evening. We are back in Plane Mechanics Simulator. And there is something new. So last time, we tore down an engine, we changed some landing gear, and we accidentally killed the pilot because of the landing gear. But anyhow, what you will see different today is that we're in another unit, number 64 Squadron. And along with that, we have a Spitfire. Instead of the normal Tiger Moth, we are advancing, people. This is great news. I am so excited to be working on a Spitfire. It's arguably one of the most iconic old aircraft, and I absolutely love those things for a couple of reasons. One, it's an absolutely beautiful aircraft, and two, the engine. It's it's a brilliant engine. July 1940, 64th Fighter Squadron, Kenley Airfield. New aircraft. This is so cool. Okay, Peter Calamy, whatever, on a Spitfire, serial number K9824. Welcome to the 64th. From now on, you'll be working on my plane. Okay, so new pilot, great stuff. There's little activity planned for today, so just familiarize yourself with the Spitty and make sure it's your field for tomorrow. So just look at this thing. Climb the wing. That's new. Just look at this thing. It is beautiful. So we've got an entirely new base. It looks different. It's similar, but the base is different. Look at that. I have to give this a look. To remove that, we've got a lot of stuff to remove. Wow. Okay, so that is a massive step up from the Tiger Moth. It's not. Just look at that Merlin, baby. So this is a Merlin V12 engine. I think it's a number 23. It might be one of the marks, depending on the age of the aircraft. I think they ended at Mark 8, but I think the 23 or the 24, correct me if I'm wrong, was the first one. Supercharger. So we now have a fuel injected engine, as I said, a V12, and beautiful sounding engine. Generator. See, so what I mentioned last time is the old engine worked on a magneto with the flywheel, generating electrical current moving over the magneto. And as much as these also have magnetos, it's got a generator to assist in creating power. So this is very similar to how modern cars would work. Although modern cars have an alternator, but yeah, so this still has magnetos, but it's got the generator as well. And you'll see there it says port magneto. So port is left and starboard is right if you look into the to the front. And the easy way to remember that is that port and left both have 4 letters in them. So yeah, oh man, that's beautiful. Okay, let's put it back. I can't wait to work on this engine. It's going to be much more complicated, but I am so excited about that. Love these little things. And also, wing lights. So you've got a green one this side and you've got a red one on the other side. And that's a standard with all planes across the world at this stage. So basically, if two planes are flying at each other, they would put, in order to pass, they'd move to the left, so the green lights would pass each other basically. So how do I explain that? Yeah, they move to the left out of each other's way. Yeah, simple enough. Okay, let's refuel. Let's see if we can find the fuel cap on this thing. Should also be in the wing, shouldn't it? Climb the wing, and that's where the landing gear goes once the aircraft is airborne. Another interesting thing, they actually had removable wingtips, and then depending on whether they're doing low altitude or high altitude maneuvers, they would replace the wingtips with I think it was a spruce wooden wingtip, which would increase the length of the wing and thus give it more lift at higher altitudes if they were doing high altitude runs, maneuvers, whatever the case might be. Oh, this thing is beautiful. The Tiger Moth was air cooled. Spitfire is actually liquid cooled. Now if I can find the freaking fuel cap. Do not walk on. Okay, so we can only walk on the centerpiece here. Is that the fuel cap? Fuel cap! We found it. Awesome. Let's go get the refueling hose. Climb the wing space. Insert the hose. Oh, I'm excited. I am so excited. I love the Spitfire. That's the one thing I don't know about the fuel tanks on these things. But, you know, you feel it. Put the cap back. Okay. And this is going to drive off again. And then we'll buy for the truck. Cool. Awesome. Let's continue. So this is going to be a fairly steep learning curve. As I said, the engine, well, everything on this aircraft is a lot more advanced than what we're used to working with on the Tiger Moth. So this could be interesting. The Merlin is a water-cooled engine, which means that from time to time you'll need to refill the coolant. To do so, first get access to the header tank, which is at the front of the engine, and unscrew the cap, then pick up one of the canisters near the wall and fill it up. Okay, that's simple enough. Another boring patrol, please check the coolant. The engine was overheating very quickly on full power. Okay, we'll do so. We'll do so, definitely. Jack, coolant, oil, ladder. This harmonization board. I have no idea what that is. Another jack. That's just a mobile. Pick up a jack. I'm guessing that's going to be the tail jack. Oh, this thing's beautiful. Exhaust. Let's just climb the wing for a moment. Top engine column. Let's see if we can remove this. Coolant tank. Coolant tank cap. Oh, simple enough, I suppose. Pick up the coolant. Climb the wing. Pour the coolant in. So again, min max, and we lift it up. I love the fact that they really made this interactive. So you know, you have to turn the lever when you're refueling or doing the oil, and now with the coolant you have to literally pick up the back in order for it to pour. Awesome. I'm just gradually falling off of the wing. Okay. Put this back. Thank you. And let's get the cowling back on. And there. We're done. Are we supposed to refuel as well? Yes, we're supposed to refuel. Okay. That's simple enough. We now know where everything is. The full cap. Back on the coolant thing, we saw that there's like the oval thing going around the engine, and I believe that this is actually the radiator for the coolant to cool everything down. This seems to be the intake for the engine, the air intake. I'm guessing that goes to the supercharger. This, I don't know what that is. Any usual. Done. Let us continue. I'm enjoying working on this Spitfire. I'm glad there's actually more than one aircraft. I don't know how many different aircraft there are, and what the plan is for the future of this government. This is still in early access. Short patrol over Hastings. Notice some faint knocking sounds from the engine. Please check what's wrong. How do you hear knocking over something so freaking loud? Because there's no muffler or anything on the exhaust, and you know you've got air rushing. I don't know how they would hear that. Refill coolant, refuel the aircraft. Okay, so coolant and fuel is going to be the thing that we do all the time, it seems. And fix the engine knocking sounds. Okay. This means we don't think we get to the airport. So knocking would normally happen if you have pre-detonation of the fuel. So basically what that means is in a normal 4-stroke you have a compression stage. Well, let's begin at the beginning. When the pistons go down, they suck fuel in, then the piston goes up and it compresses the fuel, then it goes down again, because at the end of the compression stage it ignites and then forces the piston down again, and then on the way up it pushes the exhaust gases out of the engine, or the exploded gases. So with knocking, what normally happens with the pre-detonation is on its way up to compress, before it gets to the top where the normal what do you call it, explosion would happen, it ignites before it gets to the top, which then effectively tries to stop the piston going up. And that's what happens with pre-detonation. So it detonates before the piston is at the top, and basically tries and stop the piston. So there's massive forces working against each other and that's really bad for an engine. That's how you break an engine. So let's get this removed. I don't know if, well, I think the first thing we should check is the spark plugs, because if they're not working properly, then you won't get proper detonation. Let's remove the side cowling as well. Spark plugs will be in the center here. Cylinder block assembly, ignition pipe. Yeah. How do I get to the spark plugs? This is going to be the ignition wire. The spark plug should be down there somewhere. Let's see if we can remove the ignition wire. Okay, fine. Remove the side cutters. So because it's a V engine, if the exhaust is on this side, the intake would be here. There you can see the supercharger that goes into this area, which would be the intake. So ignition wire, and that's where all the spark plugs would be. I just need to get to them. And the ignition wire is wired into the starboard magneto. Another ignition wire. Lower ignition. I did not know there are two. Lower ignition wire. We have spark plugs, people. Interesting. So the spark plugs and the exhausts on the same side, except if it's got like two spark plugs per cylinder, same as what we have with the Tiger Moth. That's fine. That's what we're looking for. This is a lot more difficult to work on. Let's just get off of here. Spark plug. Spark plug. Okay, so that's fine. Let's check the magnetos. So does that mean there's no spark plugs in here? Oh, there are. Coolant pipe outlet. No. So we have assemblies again. Let's quickly remove the rocker cover and see if there's something there. This is going to be a lot more difficult than working on the Tiger Moth. A lot. Hydraulic pump? I've got no idea. Air compressor. Wheel case. Supercharger. Seems to be fine. Fuel pump. Is fine. Oil filter. Suppressor. I don't know what a suppressor does. Generator. That's fine. What's that? Why can I check that? Oil control valve. Reduction gear. So what a reduction gear does, so the crank of the engine comes out to here, and the aircraft propeller connects there. So there's a gear connecting these two, and the reduction gear effectively makes the propeller turn at a slower speed than the engine. That's why there's a small gear at the bottom and a large gear at the top where the propeller runs at. So you don't want to have the propeller running too fast, because the blades could then go supersonic and then lose lift effectively. Something like that. Rocker mechanism. Well, okay, so there's a lot of valves to check. So you've got 4 valves per cylinder, so it's 2 intake and 2 exhaust valves. So this would effectively be the camshaft, I'm guessing. Should be. Cylinder rate's fine. We got a valve that's not working. Damaged valve. Cool, so we found a problem. So if it's not pre-detonation knocking, what I'm guessing the case is in for this is that the valve is not closing properly and could be hitting the top of the piston, theoretically, I'm guessing, which would also cause a bit of an uncomfortable sound. You also get what's called a zero interference engine, where even if the piston is top dead center and the valves are completely open, they don't touch, which means you can't basically bend valves because of piston movements. I'm guessing this is not one of those engines. Sorry if I'm not talking in full sentences. Sometimes I get a little bit caught up in what I'm doing. This is still exciting for me. Let's check the locking mechanism. Let's check the cylinder head, and let's start checking the valves on this side as well. I think the next upgrade I'm gonna do is to get for the inspection to go a little bit faster. Spend a lot of time inspecting. I'm guessing on this engine I'm gonna spend really a lot of time inspecting. So if that goes a little bit faster, that'll be awesome. And I'm definitely also gonna get the screw thing where instead of 2, 3 screws are now being removed at once. It'll make that process faster as well. I did not want to do that. Okay, so there is just this one, and to remove the valve we need to remove that. How do I get this thing removed?
No.
Why would I have to remove every single thing? Don't want to remove the entire cylinder head. Port camshaft drive. Is that what we've been missing? So camshaft drive. I want the cylinder head. That's the assembly. Why do I just get to that? Because this looks like it should be able to be removed. Yeah, see, I need to remove this thing. And how do I remove just this thing? See, if I need to remove the cylinder head, I need to remove the gears and the valves. So how do I do that? Okay, let's try this again from the other side. Get onto the wing. Rocket mechanism. Oh, that was simple. I was just selected on the wrong thing. Yeah, still a lot to get used to. Obviously it's finicky about the controls. Is that the damaged valve? Yes, that is the damaged valve. Oh, simple enough. Let's go replace the part. I don't think we'll be able to repair a valve now. So let's go replace the part. One valve, thank you. Cool. Climbs in. Let's put this thing back together again. Ah, okay, that fixed it. So let's get everything back together once more. Like so. That's a lot of screws. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the screw upgrade. Put that back, and then the rocker cover. lot of screws, yeah. Put the ignition wire back. Is that all of them? Just check the inventory to see refill coolant or refill. Yeah, I'll do that. Only the cowlings left. Okay, so that's fine. We can put the side cowlings back on. Put this one back. And then we want to recoolant. Put it onto the wing, thank you very much. We want to take off the coolant cap. I'm not able to do that. Okay, let's put this down for a second. Oh, that's cool. It actually says on the tank that it's water glycol. That's the mixture that they use to cool the engine. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? It worked last time. Rotate the propeller. I'm gonna put this thing in. No! Not again! Let's try this again. Maybe that one's empty. Climb the ladder. Take the coolant cap off. Coolant, yeah. Okay. Put the coolant cap back on. Put this thing down. Let's refill. Climb the wing. Remove the fuel cap. Put this thing back. Put the cowling back. Okay. I think that should be it. Let's check. Yes. Not all parts. What? I forgot the magneto and upper ignition wires. Oh joy. Oh well, got some points still. I think actually that's going to be it. This is taking a lot longer than what I'm used to on the Tiger Moth. it's a lot more complicated. Check all spark plugs, refill the aircraft. Escorting recon plane to the coast. No hun on the way or on, what's that, RGB or JB. Please check the spark plugs while you're at it. I think one might be misfiring. Okay, so you know how to check the spark plugs. It's still gonna take some time, but I think for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. I don't want this to run too long, so thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. Please feel free to rate, subscribe, and share this video. Whatever you may choose. Until the next one,